Hello, welcome, gorgeous beings of light. This is Elmara, coming to you from the south coast of New South Wales in Australia. I've actually already done the free fifth dimension activation and blessing. I've already done that this morning. So, but I wanted to just take a little video. This is the one of the clearest days we've had since the start of the year. So it's the 18th or 19th today, I think. So we had a couple of Thursdays ago, we had a perfectly clear day, but it's still looking a little suspect because of all the cloud that's around, and there's still some smoke around. So, but this is like the second or third clearest day we've had all year. So in those 21 days, so I just wanted to do something, and because we're just coming out of a fire. Horrendous fires here in Australia, and particularly on the south coast of New South Wales in Australia. I wanted to just reteach you or show you again or teach you again how to put up fifth dimension spiritual protection around your property. Now, I've taught this to many people, and the people that do it, always their properties are safe for whatever reason. And it's not just from fire. But it's also from floods and from, storms or hailstorms or any of those things. So I remember clearly, I don't know, maybe about 10 years ago, it was Christmas Day and it had been stinking hot. It was like 40 degrees or something. And at 4 p.m. I just put the air conditioner on so I could cook my roast chook for Christmas Day. And all of a sudden the sky just turned green and this massive hailstorm came from nowhere. And I put the fifth dimensional protection up over the property I was on. I remember clearly actually Spirit saying to me, I picked some roses to put on my Christmas table, and Spirit said to me, pick some more. And I said, no, they weren't my roses. I was looking after a friend's house and horses for them. No, pick some more. And I went, no, I just can't do that. I don't want to take all their roses. It's summertime. Anyway, the story goes that at around 4 p.m, a massive hailstorm blew in, and it blew the chook pen over. It was the only damage that we had, but everywhere around us the next day, properties were completely damaged. The local store had like 13 panes of glass blown out. And what's really interesting is the student that I had taught, who was about 2 kilometres away as the crow flies, he forgot to put the protection up and he lost his had holes in his veranda and holes in his shed out the back, etc., etc. So it works, and you might still have a little bit of damage, but it'll only be slight compared to what everybody else goes through. So really important to remember this, to remember that you're an infinitely powerful being who can change your lot or your life. And that's really what's happening now, is the fifth dimensional world is waking up, and those people who are connected to the fifth dimension or use the fifth dimensional energies are having much more flow in their life than those people that are still stuck in the third dimension. So I have my arm over the speaker, so I hope you can hear that. I wanted to just give you a quick rundown of how to do a fifth dimensional protection for your property. You can also do it for your car. If you're driving, you can go, God, can you put lots and lots of fifth dimensional protection around my gold light, fifth dimensional protection around my car, and get me to wherever, get me to Melbourne and home again safely, get me to the shops and home again safely. I actually call that God's Gold Light Insurance, but this protection, this fifth dimensional protection is, you can put it up in your house. You can ask for it to be permanent at all times. And I should tell you that everybody that I did this for in this recent spate of really serious fires, all of their properties are still there. And some of them had houses burnt down next to them down in Victoria. So know that it is powerful and know that it does work. So alrighty, so all you do is connect to the fifth dimension. Now, if you don't know how to do that, I'm sure I've done videos in the past on how to do that. But we're in a place now in 2020 or in this decade where you can just go, I'd like to connect to the fifth dimension, and just make a note of make sure you're connected to the sun above and the earth below you, and connect to your own heart, rise up into your higher heart and get there. Or you can just say, can I please connect to the fifth dimension? You should be able to get there by just making that simple statement. And then once you've done that, you just imagine, and if it's a serious fire, or if it's something serious, make it a 100-foot wall of golden crystalline. Otherwise, you can just make it a 10-foot wall. But I always make it a 100-foot wall, 100-foot wide, 100-foot high wall of golden crystalline light. And you just kind of make sure, so I go, if I was starting at the front of the property, I'd go up till I was 100 foot above the property, cross the top of the property, down the back of the property, and then down underneath the property too. This will stop termites and all those wonderful things. And then you start at the side, and you go up the side, across the top, down the other side, and across the bottom, okay? So like you've got a double layer at the top and the bottom then. Then you just imagine that you're sealing off those corners, all the 4 quarters, because the rest of it, because it's a loop, they'll be sealed off. So just seal off those 4 quarters. And then you can seal off around the top edges and so just make sure it's perfectly sealed off. And you just ask that this 5th-dimensional wall of golden crystalline light will keep your home safe until you return. If you have to leave, will keep your home safe and protected from any adverse conditions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste. Whatever, just do whatever. Oops, we've got someone walking through the middle of my thing. Do whatever prayer or thanks that you want to give for it. But that's basically how you do it. That's how the protection is put together. So, alrighty. I hope that helps. Had a couple of people walk through the video. I had my eyes closed as I always do when I'm working, so didn't know they were there until right at that minute. So anyway, so I hope that helps. I hope you remember to do that next time you're in a crisis, because as I said, I had 2 students that lived a couple of kilometres apart. I was looking after one of their homes, and this was no minor hailstorm, I have to tell you. This was a massive, massive hailstorm. It went for about, I don't know, half an hour or something. But on top of that, when it was finished, 2 or 3 hours later, you still had 2 foot of hailstones that were still the size of a golf ball at that stage. But when they came down, they were the size of this massive, massive, softball size hailstorms that just fell out of the sky. And there's just heaps. I can tell you when other people have had flooding, we put the protection up, and the house, which is always flooded, never flooded again. There was... And that woman got up in the middle of the night, actually, the flooding woman got up in the middle of the night, and she just could not believe where the water would usually just gush in on to her back, kind of veranda, then into her house. The water was just running around her back veranda, which she just could not believe. So I just want you to know that you're more powerful, and that you realise that powerfulness is waking up now. And really, we're all being called to move our energies into the 5th dimension, or to look for a higher. When something's going wrong, you look for a higher place. And to remember when stuff's going wrong, it is because something new and more exciting is coming. Alrighty. Love, love, love. I hope that helps. Please leave any comments or feedbacks below, and I'll answer any questions you have if I can. Alrighty. Love, love, love. My deepest love and richest blessings to you all. Have a truly blessed day, and bye for now.